3 days later, disaster struck. The poachers, armed with chainsaws and tracking equipment, discovered the ancient heart of the forest, a massive oak that served as the cornerstone of Silvani magic. Centuries old, its roots connected to every living plant in the protected lands. If destroyed, the entire ecosystem would unravel. "They seek heartwood," Alara explained frantically as she and Kieran observed from a distance. "It glows blue at night, valuable for luxury items in human markets." Kieran's expression darkened. "They're ecological terrorists, not representative of humanity." The Silvani Council gathered that evening, debating defensive measures. When Alara suggested diplomacy, using human authorities against the poachers, she faced immediate suspicion. "You've been contaminated by human thoughts," accused Elder Myron, his ancient face creased with disgust. "No Silvani would suggest engaging with monsters." When the council departed to perform protective rituals, Alara slipped away to meet Kieran. Together, they formulated a plan, not to attack the poachers directly, but to expose them to human authorities who could intervene. "My research station has satellite communications," Kieran explained. "If we document their illegal activities and transmit the evidence, rangers will respond within hours." Their plan required Alara to venture closer to human territories than any Silvani had in centuries. As they prepared to leave under cover of darkness, Thorn confronted them at the forest edge. "I knew you harbored a human," he hissed, bow drawn and aimed at Kieran's heart. "Our laws demand his death and your exile." "The forest will die if those poachers succeed," Alara pleaded. "Kieran can save it using human methods we don't possess." Conflict twisted Thorn's features. "Our ancestors would never collaborate with humans." "Perhaps that's why we're failing as guardians," Alara responded, stepping protectively before Kieran. "The world changes. To protect what we love, perhaps we must change too." After tense moments that stretched like eternity, Thorn lowered his weapon. "You have until dawn. If the forest still stands, return to face judgment. If not," his eyes hardened, "there will be nowhere for either of you to return to." Racing against time and betrayal, Alara and Kieran reached his research station just before midnight. As Kieran transmitted evidence of the poacher's operation, Alara stood transfixed before the strange human dwelling with its gentle solar lights and walls covered in botanical illustrations. "This could be your world too," Kieran said softly, noticing her fascination. "If your people reject you." "The forest is my home," she interrupted, though her fingers intertwined with his. "But perhaps homes can expand." Dawn broke with the sound of helicopter rotors as park rangers descended upon the poacher's operation. From safe distance, Alara and Kieran watched authorities arrest the criminals, confiscating equipment mere yards from the sacred oak. Their victory felt bittersweet as they returned to face Silvani judgment, hands clasped together in defiance of ancient boundaries. The Silvani Council's judgment was swift and harsh. Exile for Alara, forbidden from ever returning to the inner sanctum. Her silver markings, symbols of her guardian status, would be ceremonially removed. Before the sentence could be carried out, however, a remarkable thing occurred. The ancient oak at the forest's heart, sentient in ways even the Silvani didn't fully comprehend, began glowing with unprecedented brilliance. Its branches shifted, creating patterns that only the oldest elders could interpret. "The forest itself speaks in her defense," whispered Elder Varen, the oldest living Silvani. "It recognizes her actions as protection, not betrayal." Controversy erupted among the council. Some argued tradition must prevail, others couldn't ignore the forest's intervention. The debate raged for 3 days while Kieran remained under guard at the settlement's edge, tolerated but unwelcome. On the 4th morning, Alara approached the council with an unprecedented proposal. "The world beyond our forest changes rapidly. Human destruction continues, but some, like Kieran, fight to protect what we cherish. I propose a middle path, a sanctuary at the forest edge where humans might learn reverence without penetrating our sacred places." "Impossible," scoffed Elder Myron. "Humans cannot be taught." "Yet one human risked everything to save our heart tree," countered Elder Varen. "Perhaps it's we who need teaching." After much deliberation, the council reached compromise. Alara would establish a forest sanctuary at the eastern boundary, neither fully in human territory nor within Silvani holy ground. There, under strict guidelines, respectful humans could learn ancient wisdom of conservation. Kieran became the first human ambassador, bringing ecological researchers to study, never extract, the forest's bounty. Alara served as bridge between worlds, teaching humans Silvani methods of sustainable harvesting while introducing her people to advances in conservation science. 1 year after their first meeting, beneath a full moon bathing the forest in silver light, Alara and Kieran stood together in their sanctuary. The moonlight orchids Kieran had first sketched now grew abundantly around a small dwelling that blended Silvani design with human practicality. My grandmother would be horrified, Alara mused, her fingers tracing patterns on Kieran's palm. Loving a human was never in my destiny. Sometimes the best paths are those we create ourselves, Kieran replied, drawing her close. His botanical research, incorporating Silvani wisdom, had already led to breakthroughs in forest restoration techniques being implemented worldwide. That night, as their bodies intertwined beneath canopy and stars, their union symbolized something greater than themselves. The possibility that understanding could overcome centuries of fear, that differences could strengthen rather than divide. In time, their sanctuary flourished. Children with Kieran's autumn hair and Alara's silver eyes learned both human science and Silvani magic. A new generation emerged who moved comfortably between worlds, guardians of ancient wisdom armed with modern knowledge. And in the forest's heart, the ancient oak grew stronger than it had in millennia, its roots spreading, connecting, healing, just like the love that had saved it. Retry Claude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses. 3.7 Sonnet.